Our food history is fascinating. Here, I'll prove it. Think of an Italian dish. I bet it has tomatoes in it, but did you know that tomatoes aren't native to Italy? Neither are potatoes native to Ireland, or chilies to India. All these foods were imported around the 1600s and became so popular in these countries that we can't imagine their cuisine without them. If you want to learn more about food, come check us out. The cooking history we know is half lies, and the one we're tackling today is this nonsense about food in the Middle Ages. I bet someone told you that without refrigerators, European common folk ate meat that was often turning rotten, but masked that awful taste with loads of spices. Yeah, I was told that too, and went on with my life assuming all of history was just hellish from a culinary perspective. Until you think about this myth for a second, and consider how expensive and rare spices were. That's like keeping a half-eaten pork chop fresh by wrapping it in a fine silk scarf. In reality, you have tons of options to keep food safe without a fridge. Curing, pickling, smoking, fermenting, just to name a few. So that's why. In our continuing quest to feed you all a little bit more food knowledge, did you know that carrots were white for most of history? Because of course they were. They grow underground. Who needs a show-off color like orange when no one sees it? Think of all their underground plant friends. Potatoes, turnips, garlic, onions. Do any of them have any color? No. Well, okay, there are some exceptions, but we'll ignore that till another video. In our previous video, we shared with you the strange fact that carrots used to be white. Tons of you asked for a video explaining why they changed color, so that's exactly what we're doing. Historians are confident they went from purple and white to orange when they were crossbred in the Netherlands in the 17th century, after being imported from the Middle East. So why spend all that effort to crossbreed different varieties of carrots until you got a bright orange family of them? It might have been politics. But some sensible people argue it was to make them look more appealing. Others say the sweeter orange variety just tasted better. But my favorite option is that they bred them to support William of Orange, the king. Rioters against the king even stopped the sale of carrots in markets, giving more support to the patriotic carrot theory. Well played, Dutch. You made your royal symbol a kitchen staple. The history of the fork is so much more controversial than you'd think. Until the 1600s in the UK, they were seen as almost sacrilegious. A clergyman is recorded explaining why, when he argued that God gave man natural forks, his fingers, and to choose a poor imitation, the fork, over God's creation was sinful. Sadly, my flesh forks aren't great for eating ramen. Dogs are pretty cute, but the history behind their food is a bit less cute. Be free, Dobby! For most of human history, our little pet friends were fed scraps and leftover food. They supplemented this diet with whatever they could scavenge or catch on their own. That explains why your dog is always trying to eat anything it can. But it was in the early 1900s when the first canned dog food was produced. After the car and tractor made horses obsolete, we still had a lot of horses around. The solution? Canned dog food. It was a great day to be a dog, and a bad day to be a horse.